Okay, so today I'm going to teach you the skills that you need to get a job working in cybersecurity. And today I'm going to show you a little something different. So I'm going to teach you PowerShell. Yes, this is part 6 of the series on PowerShell, but I'm going to show you how I actually learned this command. It was on the job, so I'm going to replicate exactly what happened. Okay, so let's start now. I'm working on a device and I need to do a remediation, but I need to find out what software is already installed on the device in order to do that. And when I say remediation, that means that we found a vulnerability and I need to be able to fix the vulnerability on that device. And in order to do so, I'm going to go here and I want to start off with, so PowerShell command. I'm just showing you how I think and how I Google. And even though I'm not on Google, this is basically it's Edge, right? So PowerShell commands get list of installed software. And I just misspelled it. Okay, so let's make sure we get that because that can skew your search results just a little bit. All right, and so the first thing that comes up is this article that talks about getting a list of installed software. Now, I do make sure that I'm very careful about clicking on links because I don't want to click on anything that's going to infect my own computer or even my VM in this case. So I see this command get WMI object class Win32 product. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to take that. I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to show you something else. So PowerShell commands. I also want to show you how that I learned all my different syntax. So if you go to right here, learn Microsoftcom, and you see this PowerShell command. So if you go here, this is actually a complete reference to all the PowerShell commands. Okay, so this is cool. Now I also have a little notepad. I'll show you over here on another screen. It got tons of windows open. So I take it and I'm going to take this command. I'm just going to drop it right there because this is how I work when I'm doing my videos. And this is how I work actually when I'm doing real work on a daily basis. I always keep this notepad up. I got 200 tabs open and occasionally this crashes and I lose that work. And that's good for me because if I don't copy it out, I know that I'm paying a tax because I want to be able to copy this into a Google document or something like that where it can be saved so that I don't lose this in the future. So not supported by Notepad++, but I'm a big fan of Notepad++ and have been using them for years. So I'm going to move this off the screen just a little bit. And now, so I want you to see this. So this is the command. I'm looking at WMI object. I'm going to take the rest of it off it because those are just parts of the command. And we're going to look at the search for get WMI object in PowerShell. Okay. And so this brings us to the documentation. I had to pause the recording because my sinuses are acting up. And so this is going to take me to the get WMI object command. And so I'll click here. And what this does is it shows me the complete syntax. Now, remember, this is the beginner tutorial. So I'm not really trying to dig into all of this because the reality is my goal is I'm only teaching what I know. And I'm learning in the process. But for our purposes, we're just going to use the get WMI object command, and then we're going to use the class command. Okay, and then we're going to tell what the class is. And you have a lot of options, but we're going to just use one object. So now I want to show you what we're going to pull. So if I do a search here, so if I say add remove programs, and see it's automatically showing you, right, you got search results from the web and you got best match. A lot of people, I see it even in IT, will click on this and do this kind of search and click on this and go to a website and not understand that this is a local search on your machine. This is one that's taking you to a website somewhere to do the search. So I'm going to click on here for add remove programs. And remember, I've learned exactly what I want to go to. So even searching locally on the computer, you want to learn to be very efficient so that you can go directly into the module. And there are many ways to do it. Because I know somebody's watching this video and say, well, you know, I do it this way. Well, you know, that's good and you can do it that way. But this is the way that I do it. Okay. And so I'm not afraid to learn new ways, by the way. So this shows us all of the programs. So if you look here, look closely, I want you to pay attention because we're going to pull this same list of information using PowerShell. Okay, and the way we're going to do that is I'm going to use this get WMI. So how do we do it? First of all, with PowerShell, we need to launch PowerShell. Now you're saying PowerShell was already listed there. Yes, it is, but I'm replicating this so that you can walk through this with me. So now that I have PowerShell here, you can run as administrator by clicking here, or you can right click on PowerShell and select run as administrator. Either one works for me. Okay. All right. And this loads, and I've already got this big. So I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit, resize this window, because I know that some of you have left me feedback saying that, hey man, your webcam box blocks this. And I think this will be good because I'll have like behind here, the PowerShell command right there. So how about this? This is maybe going to be the best tutorial I've done so far because you can see the object. So first thing, get WMI, and it's not case sensitive. I'm just doing this because I'm being a little bit anal retentive, and it looks pretty when it's all like, you know, together to me. It makes it easier to see. So WMI get objects, tac class, and you hear me say tac because I want you to get used to saying tac instead of minus sign. It's the same thing, but they just call it tac in cybersecurity and in the field. And so for class, and then the actual class is going to be win. I'm scratching because I just shaved, right? So I got shaving in. Sorry about that. So win 32 under product _product and press enter. And when we do this, now this VM does run a little slow. So give it a second, but I want you to see this in real time because it's going to basically give us the same thing. There it is right there. Now you're seeing a couple of different things. This is really cool, and I'm curious about it. Like this is something I'm exploring live on the on this recording. That identifying number, I'm really curious if I can use that to search the registry for ways to uninstall this program. So that's something I'm going to research. If you know the answer for me, go ahead and drop it in chat. But if you're not familiar with the registry, then that's another thing you're going to have to do. And leave me a comment and let me know if you'd like to basically have a really like beginner tutorial on the registry, because I want to cover all of these things, because being in cybersecurity is essentially you're learning everything. Like you need to know, well, not everything, but you need to know a lot about a lot of things. And that will allow you to be able to kind of find out if there's something bad happening, because you know what's normal on a Windows computer, normal on a Mac computer, normal on a Linux computer, or normal in the cloud environment, etc. When you know what normal is, you can identify anomalous behavior. Does that make sense? All right, so we have it. And now let's see if we have a one-to-one relationship. So when RT IntelliSense PPI, now I want to bring up that list of add remove programs again. Let's see if we have that. So we can be a little bit more precise here. So this is showing us everything, but I want to see if there's a Win RT VS blending. And by the way, these are the names that we can actually use to install uninstall the software. Win app certification. Let's see, Windows Desktop Runtime. Development kit. Do we have development kit? Okay, so Windows Subsystem for Linux update. Windows Subsystem for Linux update. You see it right there. Okay, so just want to kind of show you what it looks like here. And it doesn't necessarily get a unique identifier. So if you do this command in PowerShell, you get a lot of information. And I'm curious, once again, if we can take this and pivot into the registry to find this. So why not do it this video? Because I want to give you added value. For those of you who are still tuned into the video, those are the people that I'm trying to serve and help. So thank you for watching the video. So I'm not finished, by the way. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to type regedit. Same thing, run as administrator, right clicking there, or you can right click and run as administrator. And I'm going to search the entire registry by going edit and find, and now you search for this unique identifier. And let's see if this actually takes us to the command that allows us to uninstall this software. That would be really interesting if it does. Now, registry keys can take a little bit of time. So I think I will pause the video just for a second and see if we can speed this up for you. Yo, so this actually worked out even better than I expected. So what we're able to do is we're able to use that unique identifier, and it takes me into the portion of the registry that has all the installed properties for the software. And if you can look here, there's the actual uninstall string. So if you want to uninstall something, we can then use this get command to look for the software in PowerShell, be able to associate that with a registry search, and then be able to find this uninstall string. And then from this point forward, we can actually maybe write a script to be able to do this, because now that we kind of know what this is, we can write scripts to search the registry, find this, get the properties of the key, and then run a command. But for those of us who are trying to do it the simple way, this is very important. So we see all the places, the install location of the software. This is all the information about Windows Subsystem for Linux. So pretty cool that we can do this. And I think we'll stop here, but I think my next one may be how to uninstall software using PowerShell. Let me know what you'd like to see next in the PowerShell commands. And once again, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to drop a like on the video if this was helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you really do want to continue to learn the things that I'm doing and using every day on the cybersecurity job, as opposed to the people that are trying to sell you a lot of courses that everybody else is taking, and you're just another person that's taking that course and got that certification. Thanks for watching.